Yo, what's good YouTube? It's Pablo and welcome back to the channel. I'm bringing you guys another episode of the NBA 2K19 MyCareer series here on GG Sports, and this is episode 2. And as I told you guys in the first episode, I'm going to be skipping all of the Prelude gameplay. You guys have seen it a lot on YouTube, and I'm sure you guys have played it yourselves. So I'm going to be showing you guys who I go to in the NBA free agency. And as you guys see, I'm speaking with D. Shaw, which is the Pelicans GM. Of course, I'm a wing player. I want to bring that wing presence that the Pelicans have needed. That has been a void on their team for years. So I want to go there and make a career eventually and be that player next to Anthony Davis to run the Western Conference. Of course, possibly once the Warriors break up. But this is what they're offering me: 4 years, $1,000 per game, which is the maximum. They had a lot of interest in me, so they were willing to offer that $1,000 a game. And I was thinking about going with something a little bit shorter than 4 years, and I also wanted an increased teammate bonus, but they were not willing to accept that. So this is what I ended up locking in with the New Orleans Pelicans, with a 3-year deal and 1,000 VC per game. So I feel like New Orleans is the perfect spot for me. I had a couple of other options. You guys know, if you played the Prelude, that Minnesota was one of the teams, or is the team, that you actually go to, the character AI signs with after the D League. So Minnesota was willing to bring me back. Cavaliers was a team that was really interested in me. I could have really went there, honestly. That was my second option to the Pelicans, because I wanted to go into the East, but I'm not sure how that'll play out there in Cleveland. I'm not sure I wanted to jump into it. It may end up being a dumpster fire, who knows. And with them being the second choice, that is the reason why I ended up making the decision to come and play for the New Orleans Pelicans. But there was an issue with my recording device when I did play the first game, so you guys will not be able to see the footage, but take a look here at the stats. I ended up in my NBA debut finishing with 9 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists on 3 of 9 shooting, knocking down 3 shots from deep. So he's definitely establishing himself as a deep threat. And then in the second game we played, we're playing against the Sacramento Kings. We terribly lost that first game versus the Rockets, by the way. I had a decent game versus the Kings, and then I also played against the Los Angeles Clippers. In that game I finished with 16 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. And right now I'm going to show you guys my attributes. Because I did get the game early, I did get the 100k VC to spend on my players, so that got him up to around the 75. And through the games that I've played in the Prelude, and then the few NBA games that I did play, I was able to get him up to a 76. So that's where we're at right now. We definitely have a lot of work to do and a lot of grinding to do. We have to get those badges so that we play a little bit better. Like I said earlier, we're only a 76 right now. So through 3 games, I'm showing you guys my numbers. We're not going to look too hard because it's just 3 games. 12.7 PPG, 5 of assists, and then 4.7 rebounds. So that's where we actually want to be. That's pretty good. But we're really wanting to take a look at is 3-point shooting percentage. We want to keep it around there. We're at 48%. We want to get that above 50% if we can. That would be a really good season from beyond the arc. But what we're looking at before we get into the actual gameplay are the settings that we're locking in with all season long. We're playing on Hall of Fame right from the get-go. The first 3 games were played on Hall of Fame, and the rest of these settings as well, with 12-minute quarters. I feel like these settings will allow us to have the most realistic experience, especially with a minimal roll off of the bench. And you guys know the theme with everything on my channel is realism and simulation. So we're going to keep that theme up with this MyCareer. We're going to try to keep things as realistic as possible. But we're playing against the Brooklyn Nets, who actually are 3-1 on the season so far to our 2-1. They're coming into the Smoothie King Center after putting it together for 3 victories already early in the season. But I come into this game to an 18-point deficit. The Brooklyn Nets are leading the Pelicans right now, 24-20 actually at this point, as I missed 2 open shots. I'm not hitting my shots, and I'm cold right now, so I'm not contributing to this game right now, as we are down huge in this game. through about 9 minutes of play, we have one basket with Anthony Davis on the floor. I feel like that's totally unacceptable. And like I said, I'm cold right now, so I'm not really contributing. Although on that one, I do make a play on the defensive end and come up with the steal and assist in transition to Jahlil Okafor for only our 4th basket with 56 seconds to go in the first quarter. So I felt like this was a game, honestly, that was rigged. I thought there was some sort of my career storyline or cinematic that was coming after this game talking about a big loss, but I think the Nets are just this good. As I knocked down my first shot of the game, this one comes from beyond the arc, and my defender just left me wide open. Drew Holiday cutting inside, and I was left wide open, like I said, and I was able to knock it down. And we're under 10 seconds to go in the half, and Drew Holiday finds me yet again from the corner this time, and I knock down my 2nd basket of the game. And that'll bring my total to 6 points, all triples so far. And with under 2 minutes to go, I'm kicking it out to Elfrid Payton, back to me from beyond the arc. Another 3 to go down. My total is at 12 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds here in the 4th quarter. I create some space with the jab step and knock down another 3. That will be the final highlight play of this game, as this was a huge beating for the Pelicans. 113-74 is your final score in New Orleans, as the Brooklyn Nets cruise past the Pelicans at home, and we finished with a total of 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. And next up we have the Utah Jazz, so it doesn't get any easier. But that was a forgettable game. We got a few numbers. It was garbage time. It didn't really mean anything. But the main takeaway from that game versus the Nets is that we have to be more efficient. We took a lot of shots and we didn't have that many points, so we have to be more efficient in the shots that we're choosing, and then the open ones we really have to convert. But like I said, in this game we're playing against the Utah Jazz, and I feel like the Pelicans really need a strong performance to bounce back from that huge L they just took last night versus the Nets at home. That was just a terrible loss, so I feel like we need a very strong performance. So Drew Holiday is going to find me from beyond the arc. That's a familiar scene, so I'm building some real chemistry with Drew Holiday. Hopefully that'll pay some dividends throughout the season, as I've taken on really a pure shooter role with the Pelicans. I mean, that's what they needed, but I want to expand my game, because right now we're just looking like a dead-eye shooter, but the Pelicans obviously believe and are paying us to be something more, because our 3-year deal is worth $75 million, so that puts us at about a salary of $25 million. So I'm definitely here to make a difference, as I make a defensive play with the steal on Donovan Mitchell, crossover in transition, and get the slam over the defender right there. Excellent play from coast to coast, getting the strip on the former Rookie of the Year candidate, and then taking it all the way to the other end with the poster over the defender. That has to be the best play of our early career. So we're going to take another look at it. Here is the defensive play. Donovan Mitchell is coming inside the paint. Nice swipe right there, and then has the awareness to pick up the ball, take it in transition. He probably could have kicked it out to the shooter in Darius Miller, but the defender went to cover him, and that's actually what led to the open paint, or the open lane right to the basket right there. I was able to capitalize, and there's an assist to E'Twaun Moore, as the Pelicans are winning in this game by 7 points, and we're going to try to put it away with over 2 minutes to go, as E'Twaun is going to be the recipient of another good pass and gets me the assist, and we win this game 102-99. And take a look at the objective progress. We are just about this close to becoming the 6th man, so that'll mean more minutes, more highlights. So look for me to refine my game as we finish this game with 10 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds, and a good showing and a good bounce back game from that embarrassing, humbling L. In the next episode, we will be playing against the Golden State Warriors, complete with DeMarcus Cousins. So there's gonna be some bad blood in that game. It's gonna be physical. It's gonna be a hard fought, tough game. So you guys don't want to miss that episode. Maybe I can make a difference and allow the Pelicans to overcome all the talent that they have in Golden State. You guys don't want to miss that episode. I'll see you guys in that one. Thanks for watching. Later.